Well, joining us now on Encounter is Patrick Gray and Justin Skeesuck on a satellite tour in support of the documentary called I'll Push You, which chronicles their 500-mile pilgrimage across the Camino in northern Spain. And along with them is Roger Lopez, a 22-year veteran firefighter and fire captain in San Antonio, Texas. He serves as a MDA spokesperson and is the International Association of Firefighters and MDA National Director. Thank you so much for being with us, all of you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Maybe if you could take us back, Justin and Patrick, you're lifelong friends. Once you made the decision to do this Camino, it must have been a logistical nightmare to figure it out. But tell us a little bit about that and trying to figure out how this would work out.
Oh man, well we had no idea how it was going to work out, and it was kind of a trial by fire thing. But I learned about the pilgrimage through a TV show I was watching in the spring of 2012, and I just knew as soon as I learned about the Camino de Santiago, the 500-mile pilgrimage through Spain, that it was something that I just needed to do. It was something that I knew I needed to try it. And I live with a very rare progressive neuromuscular disease, and it makes life challenging. I have to be basically cared for from the moment I get up until the moment I go to bed at night, bathing, bathroom, clothes, feeding, the whole deal. Yeah. And Patrick and I have known each other for 42 years. We were born just over 36 hours apart, same hospital, same small town. There hasn't been a day where we haven't known each other. So when I asked him if he wanted to go across 500 miles of northern Spain with me, his response was, "I'll push you." Thus the title of the film and the book, and we're really excited for it to come out. So that's how it all began.
And the film highlights...
And I would say that I was remarkably naive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the film highlights some of the beautiful moments and some of the struggles of the journey as well. I was going to ask you, what did you find? We'll start with the funniest. Maybe some of the funniest moments throughout the course of the journey, and then we'll get into maybe some of the more frustrating experiences.
Oh, geez, how much time do you have?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, we have some many funny moments. You want
I would
to
say, yeah,
ice cream.
One of my favorite moments on the trail. It's actually not in the film, but we're probably, I don't know, maybe 2/3 the way through this trek, and Justin and myself and our director from the film, Terry, we're kind of sitting in an albergue next to like a bar where they sell food, and there's some ice cream that you can purchase, and had just finished up a meal. Justin's sitting off to my left, and this 5'0" Spanish gal is at the counter, and she buys an ice cream cone and then locks eyes with Justin. And it's this kind of thing where it couldn't have been more perfect, because what happened is this little gal comes over and starts rattling off rapid fire Spanish to Justin, and then takes a bite of her ice cream cone and then shoves it in Justin's mouth. And she totally just like force feeds him this ice cream cone. And after about the fourth bite, he turns to me and he says, "Are you going to do anything?" "No, I'm not. I'm just going to sit here and watch." And I picked up the camera and took a picture instead, because that's what best friends do, right?
Yeah. Thanks a lot, dude.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
And I know, just watching, I actually got to watch it last night too. There were many struggles along the way. I know you lost a wheel at one point too, but maybe if you could pick out maybe one of the struggles and how you got through it.
Oh man, as you know, we had many struggles. I think a lot of it was there's physical struggles, there's equipment struggles, there's emotional struggles, spiritual struggles we all had, and so there. I'd probably say the biggest, one of the biggest struggles was, well, not only getting over the Pyrenees, which was the first day, which was incredibly difficult, but Patrick had a pretty crazy transformation that he went through.
I was in a pretty rough job at the time, one that just kind of consumed who I was. And long story short of it is that I kind of came to the realization of how absent I had been from my family, from my wife and my kids for a number of years. And the Camino has a way of really opening your eyes to all that you are proud of, as well as all that you are basically facing a lot of your demons, a lot of things that you kind of brushed under the rug. And in day-to-day life, it's easy to do that because there's so many distractions, right?
Yeah.
But on the Camino, you come face to face with who you really are, time and time again. And basically, I had to let go of who I was and embrace who I wanted to be. And the only way I could do that was to invite other people in to basically do the things I can't do, to be the strength that I can't be, to recognized that what I saw as safe, is maybe controlling things, really wasn't actually that safe, and it was doing a lot of damage to my family. And having to let that go and invite people in to do things that I can't do, really give me a greater appreciation for Justin's situation, because he's forced to let people in to help him do what he can't do, as he invited me on this journey to step in and be the pusher. Oh man, turns out he was actually pushing me just as much as I was pushing him.
That's great. And Roger, I don't want to leave you out. Tell us about the MDA's mission, and in particular how firefighters are helping individuals and families like Justin's live unlimited.
So Justin and Patrick's story is pretty much just a great example of what's happening in this country. You know, we as firefighters, we have a program that we do with the Muscular Dystrophy Association to help these families do what Justin wants to do, which is just basically live their life and do what they want to do as far as get out there and live life unlimited. Firefighters have been helping with the MDA for over 60 years. We tried to go into these families and help in any way we can, you know, from summer camps to a lot of our care centers. We as an organization, as firefighters, ties in great with their story. Matter of fact, they had one of their good friends went out with them right there at the beginning, the first 2 weeks. The name of Ted, his name was Ted, and he's a firefighter. You know, and when we heard that, it was like such a great example of what firefighters do for people across the country. You know, they just like when he asked, will you come with me and will you push me? You know, Ted jumped in too and said, hey, I want to go and help. And it's just such a great story that they put out in this movie. You have to, you see it, but your viewers really need to see it too. It's such a great example of what happens across the country. You know, we're really trying our best to make sure that people get out there and they get to live their life.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Roger, Patrick, Justin. We appreciate you so much for being here. I'llPushYou.com is the place to go, find out about the movie, and I understand a book as well, and donations and all your speaking engagements. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more of Encounter right after this.